The Pittsburgh Penguins, 3-time Stanley Cup champion with Sidney Crosby, 5-time Stanley Cup champion in the modern era. The Pittsburgh Penguins are the staple of NHL greatness, and they're back in the playoffs this year. We're going to give you all the reasons the Penguins and Captain Crosby, Sid the Man, are going to end up winning the Stanley Cup this year, and all the reasons they're not going to win the cup this year. Let's go. This video series on our channel is brought to you by BetUS. We use BetUS's odds and odds makers to help us rank our teams in this video series. Look, if you're going to invest millions of dollars in odds makers, actuaries, and mathematical data science in order to go ahead and rank the NHL, who are we to tell Vegas or any of these folks that they're wrong in $1 billion a year business? And if you want to go ahead and be right or beat the odds makers, sponsor us by going down below and clicking the link if you're over the age of majority, heading over to betus.com to get your 125% playoff bonus to go ahead and beat the odds makers and pick your favorite team to win the Stanley Cup or daily NHL betting. Starting with the rankings, the Penguins are tied for number 7. They have an odds of a plus 1,600. Being tied at 7 is generous considering the Tristan Jarry injury and some of the other challenges the Penguins have faced, especially the fact that they got to play the Rangers, who had their number in, well, this entire season. They have to play them in round 1. That sounded a lot smoother in my head. But the Pittsburgh Penguins are tied for number 7 in our rankings of the NHL playoffs. Rosters or depth charts, lines aren't fully present or in order. The source, frozenpool.dobbersports.com or dailyfaceoff.com. Both are the same. Number 2, rankings. We use wins above replacement, known as WAR. WAR comprises goals, assists, power play points, PK points, defense, shots, and more. It is an all-encompassing stat. Source is evolvinghockey.com. Player classifications are my choice. Franchise, elite, top line, top 6, middle 6, third line, bottom 6, fourth line, enforcer, depth in that order. Color grading is based on classification and rank. Gold is overperforming, white is performing as expected, and red is underperforming or dust. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Pittsburgh Penguins roster, why don't we? When you take a look at this roster, it is a who's who in the NHL, and it's a pretty darn good roster. Looking across at their top line, we know they have Jake Guentzel, the all-star this year. He's an elite player, comes in ranked at number 81. He has a white color coding because, frankly, he's just doing his job. He's doing exactly what you'd expect. Franchise center Sidney Crosby comes in ranked at number 3. Sidney Crosby is still elite. I wanted to put him in gold, but we have to say, as a franchise player, he's performing as a franchise player. He's not performing above the level of a franchise player right now. And if you want to know some fun facts about Sidney Crosby, guess who is now tied with Jaromir Jagr for the most 30-goal seasons in the Penguins' history with 10? Who is Sidney Crosby? Ding, ding, ding. You're right. Who is tied with 17 seasons in a row of a plus 17 points for with Wayne Gretzky? Ding, ding, ding. Sidney Crosby. 17 seasons in a row. Gross. Gretzky, Crosby, tied. Unreal. Alexander Ovechkin hit 1,405 career points in 1,269 games. He is above Crosby in the total point count. How many games did it take Crosby to reach 1,405 points? If you answered 1,102, you'd be right. That is 167 games less than Alexander Ovechkin to reach the same point total. Look, we're all talking about Ovechkin's goals, Matthews' goals, what Connor McDavid is doing, and Sidney Crosby is quietly just sitting there, chipping away, improving his legacy, and making an argument to possibly be the GOAT. Back to the roster, Rickard, Rakell on the top. He's not having the best year right now, but he still fills in the top. The second line with Zucker, Gino, Mr. Malkin, and Bryan Rust. Hey, flip Rust and Rakell. Again, this is a depth chart. This isn't a line chart. God, teams change their lines like every 10 seconds, so it's just the way it goes. Carter, Rodriguez, and Heinen. I mean, look, Heinen and Rodriguez, they're playing amazing. The depth of the Pittsburgh Penguins top 9 is incredible. You might be surprised to see Jeff Carter at number 592. He has a very good point total this year for a guy playing on the third line. This guy can still score, but some of his other categories are really bad. So what advanced statistics are saying is you're better off without Carter than you are with him. But when you look at the point total, you kind of got to go, not really, but he still gets a red. So their top 9 is quite good. Then when you go ahead and you take a look at their bottom 4 or their fourth line, outside of Teddy Bluger, who theoretically should be flipped with Jeff Carter if you believe in advanced analytics, and I do, then you go ahead and look at their bottom four. It's not that great, but again, top 9 is really key to winning a Stanley Cup. Go ahead and look at Dumoulin and Letang. These guys can still get it done. They may not be as sexy of a name as somebody like Ekblad and Weegar, but they are a damn good lineup, and Letang has proved again and again he can play 32 minutes a night in the playoffs. Matheson and Ruhwedel are top 4 defensemen playing out of their tree. They are ranked number 33 and number 29 in the NHL for defensemen. That's incredible, and they are playing in position 3-4. So the top 4 defensemen for the Pittsburgh Penguins are something special, but don't forget about the third pairing, because Peterson and Marino come in at 142 and 92 respectively. They have second pairing guys playing in their third pairing. They have first pairing guys playing in their second pairing. They have an elite player in Letang, and Dumoulin is still damn good. This is a very good defensive core. When you take a look at their goaltenders, Tristan Jarry is their starter. He had bad playoffs last year. He had a great regular season this year, but he may not be available for round 1. That hurts. Desmith is their backup. Can Desmith hold and get through and outbattle Shesterkin and the New York Rangers, who have caused problems for the Pittsburgh Penguins all year? Another reason they end up winning the Stanley Cup would be Tristan Jarry's return. The problem is he has a broken foot. That's bad. I hear anyway. He has a broken foot. He's ranked number 9 in wins above replacement by advanced analytics. He's ranked number 7 in save percentage. He's one of the better goalies in the NHL. He doesn't cover the elite category, but he's a high-end starter. And when you take a look at his saving chart, it is ice cold. That guy keeps pucks out of the net. So if he can return somehow from his walking cast and magical broken foot, he might be able to help the Pittsburgh Penguins win a Stanley Cup. The penalty kill for Pittsburgh is through the roof. It's funny, as these teams age, their penalty kill gets better, is it not? They listen better to the coach. Imagine if they did this when they were young. The penalty kill for Pittsburgh is amazing at 85.7, second only to the Carolina Hurricanes. It is ice cold for Pittsburgh. The only shots they give up are from the top. Those top, hey, if you can see them, you can stop them if you're Tristan Jarry, if you're Desmith, but we'll see what ends up happening with Casey Desmith in net and Tristan Jarry not there to this penalty kill. At the very least, at least the Pittsburgh Penguins are giving all the help they can to their goaltender. Reasons why the Pittsburgh Penguins may lose this year. Look, they have mid scoring. If you don't know what mid means, it means middle of the road. It's exactly that. It's an insult. You're mid, bud. It's the way it goes. Number 10 in Corsi. Look, that's mid. That's right in the pack of the NHL playoffs, 16 teams. Number 10 in Corsi isn't where you want to be. That means you're not getting enough shots, and or you have too many shots coming against you. Either way, it's not ideal. When you take a look, they are number 10 in goals for percentage. So again, right in the middle, really don't want to be there. And they're number 8 in high scoring danger chances by percent. So they're not even great chances. They're just a mid-pack scoring team, and mid does not get it done in the playoffs. If you're mid defensively and you're mid offensively, you're mid. Ever heard that word enough? Go ahead and take a look at these charts. You might go, hey, look, the Pittsburgh Penguins offense looks pretty good. That's a lot of red. That's not enough red, especially when you look at other teams in the Atlantic Division or in the East. And we're talking about winning a Stanley Cup. Look, they have a favorable matchup against the New York Rangers because they're not great at shooting either. But at the end of the day, that's not good enough. Take a look at their finishing. They're ice cold as well, too. Now, they didn't have Gino for a lot of the year, so that might have affected some of this. But at the end of the day, Pittsburgh is not scoring at the rate that they're shooting at. They're way behind in goals. So the good news about this is there's room to grow. If Pittsburgh wakes up during the playoffs, this could be a very dangerous team. Or if this is who the Pittsburgh Penguins truly are, then this isn't a very dangerous team. The next reason they may end up losing is the New York Rangers. The Rangers have their number. Pittsburgh is 1-3-0 against the Rangers. The goals for against the Rangers, 1. They cannot beat Shesterkin. The goals against the Rangers, 2.8. That's not ideal. So we'll end up seeing, but when the Rangers have your number and you got them in the first round, that sucks. Another reason why they lose is the Tristan Jarry injury. We already pulled up the heat map. He's very good at stopping pucks. So Tristan Jarry being injured right now, this is the worst possible time for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hey, Penguins, I guess you should have kept Marc-Andre Fleury this whole time. Like, I know Matt Murray got you 2 cups, but I think Fleury would have done it too. Oh well, live and learn. You got 2 cups out of him. Another reason they end up losing is their power play. They do not have a good power play, especially when you look at their top 9 and you have a guy like Crosby, where I just rattled off all those statistics. You want to know why it's dark brown around the net and they score below the net? That's Sidney Crosby. He plays low. He plays tough. He is not in a shooter position. Crosby loves driving the net. He plays big, tough around the net. That is where Crosby likes to play. I never understood why people said Crosby was soft. He loves and relishes contact. He plays right on players, and he always plays in the most physical areas of the ice. Guy like Connor McDavid, though, Artemi Panarin, other superstars in the NHL, they play away from the puck. Alexander Ovechkin may play physical, but he plays away from the puck looking to score. Austin Matthews can play away from the puck at times, but Sidney Crosby loves playing at the puck, and he loves playing side by side against the defenders because he can beat them in a phone booth. The final reason they may lose is they're small and passive. Look, they won 2 Stanley Cups having a team that was also small and passive, but Big and Nasty has won the last 4 Stanley Cups, and 6 out of the last 10 have been won by big, nasty, heavy teams as well. If you want more of a breakdown of what size does in the playoffs, subscribe to our channel, scroll down past these team videos, and you'll see why size matters. Pittsburgh is the softest, they're the weakest, they're the tiniest, they're the least aggressive. That may hold them back. They may be skilled, but there's a lot of skilled teams in the playoffs as well. They're just bigger. So why the Pittsburgh Penguins may end up winning, that veteran roster with Captain Crosby and their top 40 and top 9 forwards is excellent. We did a video breaking down what you need on an elite roster to win a Stanley Cup, and Pittsburgh checked 9 of 10 boxes. They have one of the best rosters in the playoffs, no doubt about it. Tristan Jarry returning from a broken foot, that would be a godsend for Pittsburgh in terms of winning. Penalty kill is going to carry you far in the playoffs. I will always take a good penalty kill over a good power play. You want to keep pucks out of the net. Reasons they're going to lose, mid-scoring. The New York Rangers, well, it is what it is. The Jarry injury also is what it is. The power play being weak and a small passive team. Look, Penguins fans, tell me if I got this one right. You may think I'm kind of hating on the team when you take a look at this, but I've really been pumping the Pittsburgh Penguins tires and their roster for quite some time. But as soon as a goalie with the pedigree of Jarry ends up exiting and you get a tough matchup against a team you just don't match up well against, I start sitting there going, well, it's just the way she goes in hockey at times. So sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. And at this time, she may not go, but there are very good reasons why Pittsburgh may go deep in the playoffs this year.